What's going on, guys? One love out to everybody. We got UFC 308 Topuria versus Holloway predictions breakdown, guys, over there in Dubai. Before I get started though, guys, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to this channel, also check out my Patreon account for all my official prediction and prop plays. And you can also donate to my PayPal account here, guys. Massive card here, pay-per-view card over there in Dubai. There are good matchups on this card. I like it, like every other card. You know, put the work in, make the weight. It is what it is, right? Couple of these cards here though, man, you know, they've been kind of tough lately. And it is one of those things where, you know, you put the work in and you're like, oh man, you know, it's gonna, you know, and it doesn't work out your way. But that's just how it is, you know. When you're doing stuff like this, you have your ups and you have your downs, you know what I mean? So that's just how it is. But guess what? You never quit, never stop. You know what I'm saying? Because it's you versus you. If you give up, then the person you're giving up on is yourself. So no matter what you're doing in this world, you know, always remember that, you know, as long as you put the work in, it will happen. But when you stop putting in the work and you give up, then it's not going to happen, because it's you versus you, and you're the only one that can make it happen. So never quit, keep on moving, and that's the most important thing. You got to keep moving, man. So we're going to keep moving along with this one right here. Couple of changes here. Not really much. Most of the guys fell off the card. Cards over there in Dubai though, so a lot of these guys are from Russia, from a Muslim background here. So if it goes to decision, you know, we know what could happen, right? So it could be some robberies, some really close. If it's really close and the other guy obviously winning, they may give it to the guys from Russia or from a Muslim background, right? That's just what it is. It happens all the time, right? Favoritism, right? Politics. Okay, so you gotta be freaking careful with that. All right. So first fight here, guys. Fly through this real fast but accurately. We got Rinat Fakhretdinov versus Carlos Leak. Rinat here, over there in Russia, has good wrestling, but that kind of Dagestani handcuff kind of vibe. High level wrestling, takedowns, heavy handed. Will gas out though when he pushes so hard. Usually in the second, third round you see him start to fade out, but he still hangs in there though. Has 11 by knockout, so this guy is pretty well rounded. Can take it anywhere. Boxing not bad, takedown is not bad. His opponent here though, Carlos, who's on a short notice here. What I see from Carlos, he's like, I mean, he walks it down. Coming out of UAE Warriors, he had a fight there in October, actually, October 22nd, and the fight got cancelled because he got the call from UFC. So, but what I see though, he would look for takedowns. He will strike it out with you. Also from PFL and LFA, has 10 by knockout. And he will look to wrestle, you know what I mean? So this guy's not bad from what I see. But, you know, lost this guy called Sai, if you guys watch PFL. You know, this is the only guy that he actually lost to. Actually, no. Whatever, he's 21-5, so that's not the only guy that's... He lost to these other guys down here too, like, you know, later in his career, but he had a good run here, and these only two guys, they were the same guy here he lost to, right? Yeah, man, what I see from him is short notice, but I feel Rinat should get this. But we'll see what happens. I'm going to go with Rinat here. I'm going to say Rinat by decision, but I'm not confident, guys. And like I said, a lot of these cards are kind of wild, you know. It's not every card is the same, you know. Every card is different and will be different, you know what I'm saying? That some cards are just upside down, some work out in your favor and some don't, but we keep on going. That's just what it is. You have your ups and you have your downs, you know. And you just make the best of it, but keep on moving because it will pass. All right. But yeah, Carlos Leak doesn't look bad, but I'm gonna go with Rinat. I'm gonna say Rinat by decision, but I'm not confident though, because Rinat could fade in this fight, and Carlos pushes a high pace. But I feel the wrestling from Rinat, you know, should give him the win here. All right. So Rinat by decision. Next fight, we got Bruno Silva versus Islam Nardev. Bruno Silva here, he's not as well rounded, but he's been working in his ground game a little bit more. He packed more power though, you know, 20 by KO TKO, which is a lot. But he can be submitted, and I believe he's been submitted like, I want to say like 7 times. Could have not the best fight IQ, but like I said, he's been working in takedown defense, and he's been getting better with it. but can be submitted though. Be submitted 7 times already, but 20 by knockout, dude. So this guy pack a lot of power. His opponent here, Islam Nardev, though. Islam Nardev was in the UFC, if you guys remember, way back. So he's making his return. So it's just one of those things. You just come in here right now because he's been in here already. So just give him a next shot. But the thing about Islam here is that he's been knocked out twice and submitted twice, and I don't know, man. It's like from what I saw him in the UFC, you know, in his first time in the UFC, he's kind of lose one, win one, lose one. You know, he's just not really consistent. And he has a thing where he can get hurt in the foot, man. Like, you knock him down, then he may recover, and sometimes he doesn't. And he just do things that put himself in a bad situation, you know, and loses the fight. So he's not really consistent, man. You know, or maybe around these times, 2015, 2016, he was more consistent. But he just lose one, win one, lose one. It just doesn't seem too consistent. I just feel like he's easily hurt on the foot. You know, I don't want to say that he's chinny or not like that, but he just doesn't really handle a shot too well. You know what I mean? So he'd be looking good, you know, and do like, bam, I'm looking good, and changing, and he mixes up very well. He's very well around it. We go for takedowns, but he will gas out. He will get caught. He can get submitted. You know what I mean? It's just a guy like Bruno Silva is you know, even though he loses, and you know, he loses to Chris Weidman and all these other guys, but you know, the guys that he losing to, you know, are very experienced guys, right? But and some of the losses them were, you know, you can say it's kind of like a you know, like a robbery in a sense. With the Chris Weidman, he got poked in his eye, you know, and then he just fell to the ground. Just didn't look good, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. But I'm gonna slide with Bruno Silva here, guys. I'm gonna say Bruno Silva, man, but definitely not a confident pick. And you know what I mean? It's 50-50, you know what I mean? So it's not a confident here, which, like I said, these cards have been kind of tricky, you know, it's kind of rough. So you cannot be confident in anything here in these fights. But you just make the picks and see what happens, right? But I'm gonna go with Bruno Silva here. I just feel like Bruno Silva, you know, pat the power, with Islam, just, I don't know, man. You can't really trust him, but you can't trust Bruno either. So it's just one of those things. But Islam could win though, guys. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna go with Bruno Silva here. I'm gonna say Bruno Silva by KO TKO, guys, in the first round. I'm not confident, 50-50. Alright. And Islam here coming out of Russia, so you know, could be a little favoritism here if it does go to decision, you know, but I doubt it, because like I said, with Islam though, man, he's not, I don't feel like he's that durable. You know what I mean? He gets hurt, he can get hurt easily. You know, and he just like start wobbling and just end up losing, you know. So I'm gonna go with Silva here. Go Silva by KO TKO first round. I'm not confident. Next fight we got we got Farid Basharat versus Victor Hugo, or Farid. With Basharat here, this guy here is pretty well rounded, man. You remember the Basharat brothers uses striking mostly. Striking is not bad. He has that wrestling to that Dagestani kind of vibe. The Dagestani handcuff and good takedowns. His scrambles are good. Had a good win over Taylor Laplos here, which Taylor Laplos is pretty badass. That kid is pretty good. But Hugo is not bad fighter though, man. And a guy like Hugo will hang in there, man. Hugo is well-rounded too. He will look for the submissions. Has knockout power, but he can put against the cage though. You can walk him down, put him against the cage, and he keeps just going back towards the cage. Sometimes he retreat with his chin up in the air. A lot of lateral movements, but then he finds himself against the cage. So you can pin him against the cage and hold him there, and like just get points, and just, you know, the round go by and pin him against the cage, which is not good, because a guy like Basharat would put him there and look for takedown. But with this guy here, I mean, he's slimy. He's kind of, you know, he's kind of tricky on the ground, man. You know, he will look for heel hooks and knee bars. So Basharat got to be careful in this fight, because like we saw here when he fought this dude here, Damon Blackshear, he got caught in a rear naked choke. Now, if that was a couple more time on that round, man, you know, because he was coming right till the end, and he got the triangle choke. You know, if there was a little more time in that round, probably could have lost that fight. So he has to be careful with Hugo. But I feel like with Basharat, with the striking and the wrestling and everything like that, he should be able to win this fight. But I'm not confident though, man, because Hugo is not a bad fighter, guys. Okay, so I'm going to go with Basharat here. I'm going to go Basharat by decision, and it's 50-50, man. So Hugo could win. But again, we're dealing with Basharat, you know, over there in Dubai, you know. So, like I said, man, it's just one of those things, you know. If just as long as it's kind of close enough to rob it, and you know, they will do it. And even if it's not even close to rob, they will rob it. Just throw Basharat a split. So be careful with that one. But Basharat, decision 50-50. Next fight, we've got Kenny Nzechukwu versus Chris Barnett. Chris Barnett, short notice, but he was supposed to fight the last card, and because of the hurricane, whatever it was in Tampa, Hurricane Milton, yeah, he wasn't able to make that. But you know, so it's not really like he was in training for this fight. Okay, so with Kennedy here, man, Kennedy is a guy that he has the skills. He's have an 8-inch reach and 8 inch of height, which is super freaking massive, dude. Skilled dude, man, but just sometimes he just doesn't pull the trigger. You know, it's like he's not in it. You know, like his mind is not there. You know, if the mind is not there, then the body won't be there. You know, it's like the what's that song name? My mind is here with me. No, it says my body's here with me, but my mind is on the other side of town. You know what I'm saying? It's like something like that. I don't know if you guys know that song, but I was giving you an example there. So like his body is there, but then his mind ain't there. He's like on the other side of town, you know. So it's like one of those things where, is he gonna be in this fight? Because a guy like Chris Barnett doesn't play around, dude. I mean, a short guy, you're gonna be losing a lot of height and reach. But this guy's a little firecracker in there, man. It's a freaking firecracker, you know. And he has a taekwondo base, you know. Wow, dude. He's kind of athletic too, even though, you know, he can't have a lot of weight in him. But he comes in there and he throws and he kicks and he just goes crazy in there, man. You know what I mean? And he has a taekwondo base. You know what I'm saying? So he has a good skill set on him, but he hasn't fought since 2022, right? I think he was going through some issues or something like that. But after his Jake Collier fight, but man, it's just like, is Kennedy gonna let it go? You know, he's gonna flow and have his mind, his body, and everything there with him at the same time. You know, you can't have one on somewhere else and one there and one in this cage and one over there on the other side. You gotta have everything together. So I don't know, man. I'm gonna go with Kennedy here, man. But this one is an even fight, man. Because like I said, Kennedy will drop the ball. Chris will come fight. You know, Chris will bring the fight. Chris will make it a dog fight. And I feel with Kennedy, he will like start off very slow, and then maybe he may pick it up. And usually he pick it up in the second round. And if he doesn't pick it up in the second round, most likely he gonna lose. So I'm gonna go with Kennedy. I'm gonna go Kennedy by KO TQ in the second round. That height and reach, man, you gotta use that to advantage, man. And he has the skills. The guy is skilled, man. He got some pretty good. I mean, he wasn't a guy that was doing pretty good. You know, got a couple good wins. You know, way back he got caught by Paul Craig like everybody does. Dracula Stackett called us. Oldberg was looking real nice right now. Daniel Marquez, you know, Carl Robertson, Ian Cutabello, Devin Clark. You know what I mean? Just some fights, it just seems to like I said, his mind is not there. You know, the body, the shell is there. The body you can see, but the head not there. So I don't know. It's like a mental thing, man, which is, you know, mental controls everything. If you're mentally ain't there, then there's nothing going to fire. You know, so that's just what it is. Especially if the soul, the energy is not there, it's just not going to happen either. So it's all one. You got to make it one, man. So I'm going to go with Kennedy though. Kennedy by KOTK in the second round. But not confident here, guys. Then I need to look at the odds for you guys, huh? Let's take a look at the odds for these guys real quick here, guys. Because I'm not going to do that odd breakdown thing. Crazy odds. Let's take a look here and see. Yeah, I'm back now, guys. Just breaking down the fights without looking at the odds. I look at the odds when I'm showing it to you guys now, and when I'm breaking it down with you guys now, I just show you. But when I'm doing the fights and I'm doing my predictions and my breakdowns and analyze and everything and making my picks, my choices, I don't look at the odds. We got real quick here. Rinat. Rinat is 245. You know, Carlos making a short notice here. You know, Carlos looks okay, but I feel Rinat should win, so it's not bad on the odds, and I could see why it's 245. Bruno Silva, Ismail is 170, 190. I disagree with that. Bruno Silva and Islam is an even fight, man. Remember, I tell you that Bruno and Islam is an even fight, because Islam is not durable. And it takes one shot. If Silva catches him with one punch, he can wobble, and that could be it. But Islam could also win too, but it's an even fight. All right, be careful with that one. Basharat and Hugo. Basharat at negative 750. Nah, man. You see, man. You see, doing this again. You notice some of the cards we've been going by, that's passing by. You know, the odds are very high on the guys, and then what happened? Them end up losing, right? They have like 700, 800. You know what I'm saying? Hugo can beat Basharat. Remember, I told you that Hugo, especially with the odds looking like this. I mean, I like Basharat, and I feel like he's skilled, but Hugo can beat him because Hugo is also skilled. So this fight here, in my opinion, is very close to even. I've given Basharat maybe 150, 160, but it's close to even because Hugo can win. So Hugo got 750 something? Nah, man, that's nuts. This is bananas, guy. Chris Barnett and Kennedy. Kennedy's 800 and something? Nah, not how Kennedy has been performing, man. Not how he's been performing. His body is here, but his man is on the other side. It just doesn't make any sense. He's mentally not there, dude. And Chris is a dog. Even though the reach and height is massive for Kennedy, but if he doesn't use it and his mental not there, Chris is going to walk him down and just touch him up and pull off a decision over him. 800? That's nuts. This guy, Chris and Kennedy, is an even fight because how Kennedy has been performing. His mentally doesn't seem like he's there. You know what I'm saying? Hugo is a skilled guy. And also Basharat is skilled. When you're talking about skill, guys, no, the other guy should be like 800 over him. That doesn't make any sense. You see what I'm saying? Be careful with that, man. That is freaking ridiculous right there, guys. That's ridiculous. Kennedy and Basharat, I would probably, whatever you're doing with the plays, if you're doing it for fun, it's good. If you're doing any parlays or anything, I wouldn't put them in no parlay. You mad? Remember, learn from your mistakes. You know, you always learn from your mistakes. Learn from your mishaps. What happened in all the other cards? I write down whatever things I may have done in the other cards that I've done wrong, and I try to correct it. You don't put 700 in any parties, or don't do anything like that. If anything, you go under, or you split the plays up, or you can go, you know, the props. You know, maybe Kennedy by KO TK second, and Basharat by decision. But still, dude, these two guys are too high, bro. It's ridiculous. And Bruno Silva and Islam is even. All right, I got Kennedy by KO TK in the second round, guys. Next fight, we got Abusupiyan Magomedov versus Bruno Ferro. Abbas, what I see him doing lately, he's measuring his fights now and it's kind of slowing it down. He's not going in there and then giving 100%. So he's timing, he's pacing himself, looking for takedowns, picking his shots, and kind of conserving his energy, which is good. And he did very well against Royval Alvarez, which is Royval Alvarez is you know, it's not an easy guy. You know, if you sleep on Alvarez, he will knock you out or submit you. So and he went by decision, you know, because this is a guy that's more like a first rounder, going there and just finish it real quick, right? His opponent here though, Bruno is a sleeper, man. This guy here is. You can't sleep on him either, man. You know, he will clip you and knock you out. And he's like, this guy is a 100% finishing rate on this guy. Mostly all first round finishes too. So you think that you have him and like, oh man, and he catches you with overhand and knock you out. So this is a guy that you don't want to play with. And this fight here, man, I must say is even. And the reason for that, because a boss can gas out. And a boss, sometimes his chin is there to get hit, and Bruno can hit. He got raw power, mostly first round finish, 100% rate. When you have fights like this, anything is possible, man. Even with a guy like Bruno who can hit. You know, I'm gonna go with a bust. I'm gonna say a bust by submission in the second round, but it's an even fight, guys, because Bruno will upset the party. All right, he will upset the party, man. You got a bust at 148, okay, 138, and 10 and plus 120 for Bruno. Okay, so it's close to even. I totally agree with that. All right, I feel a bust is more, will keep the fight long, pick his shots, more technical, and look for takedowns. His wrestling actually is not bad, but he will gas out. He can get caught, so it's a fight where it can go either way. This Abbas and Bruno is pretty similar to me for Chris and Kennedy, and also Basharat and Hugo. So if Abbas is 148, these guys here should be 148 also, or close to even, along with Bruno Silva. All right, remember I told you that. So I like Abbas by submission in the second round, guys. All right, next fight here, guys. We got we have Matebek Orabal versus Mateusz Rębecki. I think I pronounced that right. Rębecki. This guy is actually well-rounded, man, and when he's on, he's always on. I mean, he come guns blazing, will gas out, usually gas out in the second round. Against Diego Ferreira, he thought he could go in there and blitz him real quick, which he did blitz him and almost took him out, but he gassed out, and Diego Ferreira is very, very experienced, man. This guy game planned him to a T and came back in the third round and ground and pwned him home, man. So he uses Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in the third and a little bit in the second to scramble around and defend the takedowns. But I got Rębecki will look for the takedowns and grind and heavy-handed and pretty legit. And I feel after he's fought with Diego Ferreira, I feel like he will get better. So he will improve, you know, coming to this fight against Orabal. I feel he will improve, right? What I say from Orabal, though, Orabal is also a skilled guy, kind of similar to Rębecki, you know, well-rounded, you know, will let the hands go, kind of grindy, crafty. Will look for the submissions, you know, KO is a very durable guy. But I feel strength-wise, I feel Rębecki could have that physical strength over him. And I feel Rębecki could possibly, I won't say grind him out, but put him in sticky situations, you know, that is tough for him. Because even with Orabal, when he was fighting against Elvis Brenner, you know, Elvis Brenner was reversing him on the ground, taking him down, and then putting him in, like, had his back, stomach down. It's not a good look, man. You know, with the guy like Rębecki, you know, yeah, against Ferreira, you know, Ferreira is experienced though, and he held his own in that fight, man. So I'm liking Rębecki in this fight, guys. And like I said, Orabal, you know, we're over there again in Dubai, so could happen. But I'm gonna go Rębecki. I'm gonna say Rębecki by domination, by maybe like a decision, 50-50 though. Not really a domination, but it's just good enough to a point where it's kind of hard to say that, you know, that Orabal win, you know. So it's not one of those fights, you know, where it's that you could tell that Rębecki won, you know what I mean? So kind of like a domination, but not to the point where it's like Orabal didn't put the work into, you know. So I'm gonna go with Rębecki. I'm gonna say Rębecki by decision. But I'm not confident, guys, because Orabal could also win the fight. All right, he's good on the ground. His takedowns, wrestling is good, but also Rębecki wrestling is also good too. All right. Next fight here, guys. We got Geoff Neal versus Rafael dos Anjos. Neal here, heavy hands of steel. Neal, you know, he got the power. Ground game has been improving. Skilled guy, man. You know, when he's on, he's on. You know, Rafael dos Anjos is a veteran, skilled guy. You can't sleep on him. We look for the submission. You know, Neal can get submitted. I mean, dos Anjos still looks good, but he usually looks great in the first, and after the first, it's over. You just start to go downhill, man. You know what I'm saying? That seems to be the problem. A guy like Neal, he hits hard, he's on point, pinpoint accurate. I just feel like he'd be able to take, you know, Rafael dos Anjos out of there. I feel he could finish this fight. So I'm going to go with Neal by third round, KO, guys. Not confident, but don't sleep on dos Anjos. First round submission is possible. So like I said, these veterans, like we saw with the damage, how he won the fight, right? Everybody was counting out him, you know, oh man, he's not gonna win, you know, and he went in there and he won, you know what I'm saying? So and also Rob Front, you know, yeah, Phillips looks good, and I even I was high in Phillips, but you know what I mean, Darren Elkins and Rob Font, those guys are veterans, man. When you have veterans like that, dude, it's like, you know, they will look for ways to win, man, and they know what to do to win the fights, dude. Now, a guy like Geoff Neal, though, you know what I mean, he has faced tough competition already. So a guy like Phillips, you know what I mean, still kind of learning, still kind of upcoming, you know, but it's just, it is what it is. You can't count out the veteran. But I go with Neal still by KO in the third round, guys. I'm not confident. Next fight, we have Ibo Aslan versus Rafael Sorokura. Ashlyn here, 100% finishing rates, will walk you down, strike, heavy-handed, pack power, but can get hurt on the foot though. But he won't give up. He keep coming forward. Does he move his head too well off center line? This fight is an even fight for me, and the reason why I said that, because this guy don't move his head too well, and his opponent here, Rafael, he doesn't look bad. He looks okay. Body kicks, striking not bad. Can't remember if Roosevelt Roberts in a kind of way, but a bigger version. He looks well rounded. Had BJJ black belt, I believe. You know, striking not look too bad, but making his debut here, you know, record is not really the best. So you know, I mean, it's just one of those things. You know, I just feel like with Aslan, you know, contender series, you know, fought the UFC, revenge his loss against Aton, beat Aton. You know, I mean, I feel like he just have a little more on his side here. So I'm gonna go with Aslan here, but I'm not confident here, guys. And like I said, with Aslan, he can get hurt, he can get damage in the face too. His eye can get shot. So there's a lot of things. If his eyes get shot by this guy here, you know, they could stop the fight. There's a lot of things that could happen here in this fight, man. So you gotta be careful with it. Head don't move too well off center line. He doesn't move his head too much. His eyes is there, face getting hit. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm gonna go with Aslan here. I'm gonna say Aslan by KO TQ in the first round there, guys. But I'm not confident. Let me see here. Bruno. Boss, we said it already. Rebek, damn, our ball is 300 and something. That's bananas, dude. That is bananas. I mean, I like Arabali. He looks good. You know what I mean? He doesn't. He's not a bad fighter. But Rebecca is not a bad fighter either. These two guys are pretty similar, man, in skill set, bro. I feel Rebecca hits harder too, and I feel Rebecca has more. His physical is more stronger, and physical strength is more stronger. Like the way how he would clinch up and you know, just control against the cage and stuff like that. And I feel his hands may be even heavier. And he's plus 260. That's bananas, man. But again, if it goes decision, Orbach could pull it off. That's what I'm trying to say by split. So you gotta be careful because of Dubai, right? But and the judges system and the rubber, right? But man, this fight should be straight up even, man. I like Rebecca for this one, but it should be straight up even. But again, Orbach could win. So it's an even fight though, but the odds are like totally off. Geoff Neal 300 and something. I disagree with that again. You see this again with the last card. They have like Phillips like 700. They have other guys in there like freaking 800 and all type of things, and they're losing against the veterans. So when you see odds at this, well, yeah, Asania could. Asania, of course, Rafael dos Anjos could win. You know what I mean? The odds are bananas. But Neal should win, but man, the odds are high though, guys. You gotta be careful with this one too, okay? Okay, with Ajan and Rafael, even fight. I don't disagree with that one. With Ajan and Rafael, is even. Totally don't disagree. Alright? Other fights here, man, the odds are ridiculous. It's like these guys are like so high when the other guy is skill. And the other guys are veteran. When you're fighting veterans, man, you shouldn't be no 700 over them. It just doesn't make any sense. Alright, so I got Did I say I have Ibo Aslan by KO first round? I'm not confident. Next fighter, we got Nurmagomedov versus Armen Petrosian. Sarah here, striking base, unorthodox striking, kind of taekwondo, kind of a karate kind of base on him, in and out movements, laterally pick his shots, look for the openings, knees, elbows, counter striking, coming in with the elbows and knees. Yeah, this guy's pretty skilled all around. His striking is good. His ground game is still being worked on, but against with Armen doesn't really look to take down. He just looks more to strike. He's more of a kickboxer. He just wants to strike more. But this is going to be a more of a stand-up fight here, guys, but I still be careful because Armen is not a pushover and he's experienced. So, you know, with a guy like Sarah, he's good. And like I said, over here in Dubai, so gotta be careful here. You know, close fight. You know, a guy like Armen could win, but Sarah gets a split decision. But it's going to be a stand-up fight, though, so I should favor Sarah for the win here. And Sarah is very skilled on the foot. So he should pull off a win here, man. Should. We got Sarah at 175, Armen at plus 144. I would have it even, to be honest with you, because Armen could win. Because Armen's striking is pretty legit, you know. But like I said, with Sarah, he's more unorthodox, come from every angle. A lot of counter knees, you know, flying knees, spinning back kicks, spinning heels, just more of a kicking kind of base on him, but it's unorthodox. You don't know where the kicks are coming from. Yeah, so you gotta be careful with this one, though. Even fight for me, though. But I go with the Sarah Bulla. I must say Sarah by Magomedov by I remember by decision, guys. All right. Next fight, we got Lerone Murphy versus Dan Ige. Lerone Murphy, man, the guy has improved. Every single fight I see, he's improving. Skilled dude, well-rounded, good ground game, striking is good, boxing is good, wrestling, takedown defense is good. Gets Edson Barboza. He beat up Edson in that fight, man. Freaking Edson got hit. I think that's the most Edson I've ever gotten hit, you know, in his whole career. 5-round fight, just demolished, jab, 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 jab. I mean, he busted up Edson in that fight bad. Edson took the amount of shots he took in that fight. That's like he could retire after that, man. And I'm not saying that to be, you know, any disrespectful. I'm just being honest. He took a lot of freaking damage in that fight. A lot of damage, bro. That's the most I've ever seen him get hit. I mean, ground and pound, standing up, the jab, the kicks. Man, it was a clinic in there, man, and he put a clinic on him, man. With Dan Ige, though, you know, against Edson, that was definitely a robbery. Which Dan Ige is well-rounded, skilled guy, very durable. Both guys are durable as a veteran. But he lost Edson Barboza, though, man. That was a total robbery. That's one of the fights where, like I said, they will rob you, and they rob Edson of that win. You know, Edson landed bigger shots. Edson hurt him, knocked him down, all type of things, and Ige won that fight. It just doesn't make any sense. I like Lerone for this, though, man. I think Lerone should get the win here. Lerone Murphy, I call him Leon. Lerone Murphy should get the win here. But again, they're dealing with a veteran guy like Ige, but I just feel Lerone is ready. I feel he's ready, man. I feel he faced tough competition and he's actually ready for this. Lerone Murphy is 270. I wouldn't have him so high, though. I have him favorite, but close. Because Ige is a dog and is a veteran. And, you know, not because he lost to Edson, but he got a split decision, but I felt he lost. You know, you just never know. You could come in here and clip Murphy and hurt him and knock him out. It's a possibility. Could pull off a submission. You just never know in these fights. Like I said, these cards have been so upside down and all type of things happening, and every card is different. Not every card gonna play the same way out. You know. So you just never know what we're gonna get with this one. Yeah, I'm making picks and giving you picks, but you know what I'm saying, it's just a prediction. You never know what's gonna happen. Nothing guaranteed. You know, nothing. You know, yeah, I could say it's confident, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen, right? But it is what it is, and we're going to keep moving. I got Lerone Murphy. I said Lerone Murphy by both durable. I must say by decision, all right? But I'm not confident, though. Next fight here, guys, we have Magomed Ankalaev versus Alexander Relic. I like Magomed here, man. I'm not sure why he's fighting Alexander Relic. Well, I'm going to say I'm not sure, but I am sure. They're giving him Relic because they most likely want Relic to win. So Relic could fight Alex Pereira, and if he fights Alex Pereira, most likely Alex Pereira will beat Relic. But if Magomed had fight Alex Pereira, it's tough because Magomed could go for takedowns and grapple and hold him down and beat him up. And Magomed striking is pretty good. You know, Magomed is a very well-rounded guy. So look at it trying to do a little thinner, you know. And, you know, Relic possibly could win or robbery somewhere. This is possible. But I'm going to go with Magomed, man. And like I said, let's see from Alexander Relic. He's not too active. You know, he got knocked out by Jerry Prohaska. By Yuri Prohaska, sorry. Yeah, he fought Von Bakovic 2022 with leg injury, comeback against Prohaska, got knocked out in 2024. You know, I don't know, man. Just what I see from Magomed Ankalaev, the guy is skilled all the way around, and his wrestling is good, and everything is good about him. Striking, power, just all around a good fighter. Relic is good too, you know, but still holds there, man. Yeah, and also he's not too active. That doesn't mean he can't win. Anything is possible in this game, like we've seen. Again, Magomed over there, and where? Dubai. Okay, there you go. All right, but Magomed by decision, not confident. Next fight, we got Robert Whittaker versus Khamzat Chimaev. Robert Whittaker here, man. Veteran, super veteran, was champion, skilled martial artist, well-rounded, good takedown defense, pinpoint strike, and believe at a Kenpo black belt, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, in and out movements, pick his shot like Stephen Thompson. High-level guy, man. With Khamzat here, Khamzat, you know, he's not active. He's a skilled dude. That guy standing wrestling would take you down. That guy standing handcuff, beat you up on the ground, pick you up in the air, slam you. Just rinse and repeat. You know, just keep grinding, you know. But thing about him, he usually bursts out there in the first, and then he tires out in the second. But he's still pushing the second, but in third, he's pretty much done. He doesn't really push the wrestling anymore. He can't really get it as much. Robert got good takedown defense, experience, veteran. And the thing about this fight, which is going to make it very interesting, guess what? It's a 5-round fight. That makes a big freaking difference. It ain't 3. It's a 5-round fight. It's going to be interesting. If Khamzat doesn't finish Robert Whittaker in the first round by a knockout or a submission, Khamzat going to be in for a lot of problems. He's going to have a lot of hard time going the stretch. I could see Robert finishing him if Khamzat doesn't finish Robert in the first round. It's a possibility. But Khamzat Gaston going to wear as this fight go along. And Robert Whittaker is very experienced, dude. And his takedown defense is good. His timing is good. His IQ is good. Yeah. I mean, I like Robert Whittaker in this fight. You know, like I said, with Khamzat, he's not too active, and he has holes, man. He gasses. And when he gasses, he tend to don't wrestle the same, you know, and his striking is not on the level of Robert Whittaker. You know what I mean? So 5 rounds makes a big freaking difference, and it favors Robert Whittaker in my opinion. Again, we're dealing with what? Dubai. Khamzat in Dubai. It's one of those things, man. It goes decision. You can see some kind of robbery. Alright. Quick look at the odds here. Khamzat is 238. Alright. They got Robert Whittaker plus 195. That's a disrespect. That's a disrespect, man. But it is what it is, though. I like Robert Whittaker for this one. Again, I could be wrong on this one. But, you know, over there in Dubai, you know, all the guys from Dubai are, you know, from a Muslim background, you know, they could pull the fight off. You just never know, right? It is what it is, hometown favorites, or, you know, just being from that area or that specific region, or known to be in that region, may not come from there, you know. Yeah, you just have a good following, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to go with Robert, though. I'm going to say Robert by decision. I'm not confident, guys. But actually, am I confident in this fight? No, I'm not confident because, again, with Khamzat, you go decision, have it by decision, Khamzat could possibly get a decision too. You just never know. You never know, man. Like I said, goes to judges, anything is possible. But I'll go Robert though. Robert by decision. Main fight on the card, we got Ilia Topuria versus Max Holloway. Ilia Topuria been looking good, man. You know what he did there to Volk. You know, he knocked him out. And not much people can do it to Volk. I don't believe Volk has ever been knocked out. Yeah. So he looked very, very good in that fight. Max lost 2 times or 3 times to Volk. 3 times to him by decision. Well, the way I see this fight, Max's skill, good movement, good timing, his distance and range is good technique, good striking, boxing, good close the distance well, good takedown defense. But Topuria is pretty good on that too. I can see this fight looking kind of like a Dustin Poirier fight. Right? I can see it looking like a Dustin Poirier fight. So that is how I see it. I see Topuria being more like Dustin Poirier. See what I'm saying? That don't mean Max can't win though. Like I said, we're dealing with a crafty veteran. So, seeing the odds in this card is all jacked up. They got Max Holloway at plus 205. That's a disrespect. And Topuria at 205. This fight should be close to even, just as well as the Kamazan and the Robert. Because these guys, Max and Robert, man, those guys are still, they're still active and they're still good fighters, bro. It doesn't make any sense. I know these other guys are coming up, but it's anything can happen, and we see this on every single card. You know, make these guys so high on the odds, and the veterans are beating them. You know, it is what it is. I'm liking Ilia Topuria though, because I feel that, you know, whatever Max is good on, I feel Ilia Topuria is just as good, and it's gonna kind of be like Dustin Poirier versus Max Holloway, and Ilia Topuria is like Dustin Poirier. So I'm gonna go with Ilia Topuria. I'm gonna say Ilia Topuria by decision, guys. I'm not confident either. And yeah, that's about it right there, guys. And I'm gonna check out the weigh-in and face-offs for you guys, and I'm gonna drop that for you. Check out my Patreon account for that. Because possibly could make changes based on the weigh-ins and the face-offs. And that's it right there, guys. And yeah, man, you guys keep on kicking. Leave your picks down below. If you guys have any predictions that you see, or you feel like this guy could win, or just leave your plays down below and then tell me why you're picking this guy or whatever. Just share your input, you know, whatever you did on your research. Because like I said, the cards have been upside down, man. You know, not a lot of them, but you know, there has been some bad cards, man, where it's just, you know, this come out on the other side is not looking too great. But we keep moving forward no matter what. You know, we never give up on anything. And this is not just doing this alone, you know, because like I said, this is an illusion. You know, I mean, the real work is the inner work. But that's a part of it, though. The inner work is a part of it. So if you let this stress you out or let this get to you, then everything will get to you, because this is not an illusion. The real work starts from within yourself. So when you compose, when you're confident with yourself and know yourself, then everything will work out. Because then you put the work that you need to put inside yourself and put your work inside yourself and get it done, and do the work, do the spiritual work, do the inner work, and then everything on the outside will shine. So that's the most important thing, right? So you gotta work on yourself. So like I said, all these things are just an illusion. You just pass in time with this. Yeah, if whatever you're doing it for, collect some money here and there is great. Whatever you're paying it for fun, you know. But at the same time, it's just an illusion. It's a game. You know what I mean? The real work starts with you from the inside. All right, guys? One love. Keep on kicking. Os.